So today I am here with lecture 5, right? So in lecture 5, first I am going to solve one question, right? One question based on non-uniform electric field, right? Okay, non-uniform electric field means in that question we are going to calculate electric flux due to non-uniform electric field. Okay, so first I have to write the question. So see the question. So now you can see I'm written the question. Okay, so what is the question? A charge q is placed at the center of a sphere, right? And we have to find flux through the surface of a sphere, right? So suppose this is your sphere, right? And there is a charge q. This charge q is kept at the center of a sphere, right? And we have to find flux through this sphere, right? So there are two formula to find electric flux, right? You can see this one, finite, right? Finite is equal to E dot S, and another one is finite is equal to integration of E dot electric field dot ds, right? Okay. So as you know, this one, these are the only two formula to calculate electric flux, right? But this one is applicable for uniform electric field, right? But here electric field is not uniform, right? So different point electric field is changing, right? Suppose I am taking one point here, right? So direction of electric field at this point is in this direction, right? Suppose I am going to take another point here, right? So direction of electric field at this point is in this direction, right? So you can see at all the point on the surface, direction of electric field line is changing, right? So that means electric field is non-uniform, right? Non-uniform. That means we have to use this formula to find electric flux. Okay. So with the help of this formula, I am going to calculate electric flux, right? So in this formula, you can see this is a small surface, flux through a small surface, right? So I am going to consider here very small surface. This is your a small surface, right? Suppose this small surface is ds, right? And what is the direction of ds? The direction of ds is outward, right? Outward normal, right? You have to keep one thing in mind for closed surface, right? For closed surface, outward normal will be the direction of area vector, right? So I am writing here for closed surface, you can write it as a note. For closed surface, right? For closed surface, direction of area vector is along outward normal, right? So here this is your sphere, right? So outward normal on this sphere will be in this direction, right? So direction of ds is how much? Is in this direction, right? And electric field is also existing in same direction, right? That means electric field and ds both is along same direction, right? So suppose I am going to find flux with the help of this formula, right? So with the help of this formula, I am going to find flux, right? So first we have to find electric flux through a small area, right? So I am writing here electric flux through a small area, right? And that electric flux is how much? d phi, and d phi is basically E dot ds, right? electric field and area vector both is along same direction, right? So we can write here E ds cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. Okay. So finally we got the formula. This one, right? Now total electric flux, right? Now total electric flux. Now total electric flux. Now total electric flux through a sphere. Through a sphere is phi, right? And that phi is basically integration of d phi, right? And d phi is okay, E dot ds, right? Now you can see magnitude of electric field is constant at all point of the surface, right? Because all point is at what distance? R, and that R is what? Radius of this sphere, right? All point is at equal distance from the charge. Yes or no? You know the formula. Electric field, magnitude of electric field is what? KQ by R square. So charge is same, R is same, so electric field will be same. So magnitude of electric field at all the point on the surface is same. Yes or no? So this E will come out. Okay. So I have taken this E out. So inside, so what value we have? dl, and integration of ds is s, right? So it's integration of ds is s, and this s is what? Surface area of this sphere, right? And surface area of this sphere is 4 pi r square, right? And what about the electric field? Electric field is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square, right? You can say 4 cancel, pi cancel, r square cancel, right? So what value you have? You have flux is equal to q by epsilon 0, right? So how much? So this is your total electric flux passing through this spherical surface, right? And how much is coming? Q by epsilon 0, right? Okay. After this, I am going to discuss Gauss law. Okay. So what is Gauss law? Gauss law is basically total flux passing through a closed surface, right? Total flux passing through a closed surface, right, is equal to Q by epsilon 0. That statement is known as Gauss law, right? So first I am going to write the statement of Gauss law. Okay. Gauss law. Okay. So the total okay. So now you can see I'm written statement of Gauss law. Okay. So now see what is the statement of Gauss law? The total electric flux, right, through any closed surface, right? What do you mean by closed surface? What do you mean by closed surface? A surface closing certain amount of volume, right? So through any closed surface, right, So I have also written what is the definition of closed surface, right? Closed surface, a surface enclosing definite volume, right? So according to Gauss law, the total flux through any closed surface is equal to multiplication of 1 by epsilon 0, multiplication of 1 by epsilon 0 and net charge enclosed by the surface, right? Net charge enclosed by the surface, right? Net charge is summation of all the charge inside the surface, right? So further we can write electric flux is equal to Q in by epsilon 0, right? Right? Q in means where Q in is net charge enclosed by the surface, okay, and this is constant, right? Epsilon 0, right? And value of this constant is how much? Value of this constant is 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12. 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12. Okay, so now you can see I written the statement of Gauss law, right? So what is the Gauss law? The total electric flux through any closed surface, right, is equal to multiplication of 1 by epsilon 0 and net charge enclosed by the surface, right? And net charge enclosed by the surface. So this statement also we are able to write in mathematical equation, right? So this is your mathematical equation, right? So phi is equal to Q in by epsilon 0, right? What about Q in? Q in is net charge enclosed by the surface, right? And epsilon 0 is a constant, right? That one is having value 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 Newton meter square per coulomb, right? Okay, so now I'm going to take one question, right? One example to find electric flux, right, through any surface. Okay, so just note it down. Now see this example, right? Suppose one closed surface is given. Suppose this is your closed surface, right? And many charges present here. Charge 1 is present here. Charge 2 is here, right? Charge 3 is here, right? And charge 5 is here. Similarly, charge 6 is also present, right?
Charge 4 not there.
Okay, charge 4 is here. Okay, charge 4 is suppose minus. And question is find total electric flux. Find total electric flux through the surface, right? So you know the formula, total flux is equal to Q in by epsilon 0. Q in is net charge enclosed by the surface. So see, these are the charges which is enclosed by the surface. These two charges outside the surface, right? So there will be no electric flux, right, due to this one. So suppose we are going to find value. How much is the value of electric flux, right? How much is the value of electric flux, right? So formula is already written on the board, right? So Q in is net charge enclosed by the surface, right? So net charge, how much is the net charge? Q2 plus minus Q4, right? Q5 and Q6, and in denominator epsilon 0 will come, right? So this is flux through this surface, right? This is flux through this surface, right? I'm not taking this two charge, right? Because this two charge is outside, right? And formula is what? Q inside. We have to take only net charge inside the surface, right? And this two charge is not inside the surface. That's why I'm not taking these two charge, okay? So this way, if charge is given, then you are able to find electric flux through any surface, right? So now next we are going to discuss continuous distribution of charge, right? Continuous distribution of charge, okay? Continuous charge so basically three types of continuous charge distribution, right? One is linear charge distribution, right? So another one is surface charge distribution, right? Charge distributed over the surface, right? And third one is volume charge distribution. Charge distributed in entire volume, right? So first, so how many is possible? Three, right? So first one, linear charge density, right? Linear charge density. Linear charge density is represented by lambda, right? Lambda represents linear charge density, and this linear charge density is what? Charge per unit length. Q is charge, L is the length, right? Similarly, we are able to write surface charge density, right? Surface charge density. Surface charge density, right? Surface charge density is represented by sigma, right? And this sigma is equal to Q by S. Q by S. S is the surface area, right? And similarly, one more is volume charge density, right? Volume charge density, right? And volume charge density is rho, right? And this rho is how much? This rho is Q by D, right? So just you have to remember this one. So linear charge density is lambda, and lambda is equal to Q by L. L is the length, and surface charge density is sigma, and sigma is equal to Q by S, where S is the surface area, right? And volume charge density is Q by V, right? Volume charge density is Q by V, and V is volume, right? So only these are the three types of continuous charge distribution, right? Okay. So next we are going to discuss application, right? Application of Gauss law. Okay. So in application of Gauss law, we are going to study how to find electric field, with the help of Gauss law, right? So in application, we are mainly going to study how to calculate electric field, right? Electric field due to electric flux with the help of Gauss law, right? Okay. So next heading you write application of Gauss law. So in application of Gauss law, we are going to calculate electric field with the help of Gauss law, right? So in first application, we are going to calculate electric field due to infinitely long straight wire, right? So in application, first I am going to study electric field due to infinitely long straight wire. Okay, so electric field due to, okay, so suppose this is your infinitely long wire, right? Infinitely long wire, okay, infinitely long wire, and this one is having charge, right? And here linear charge density is, here charge is distributed over the length, right? So linear charge density is lambda, okay. And we are going to calculate electric field at a distance r, from this wire, right? So we are going to calculate what is the electric field, value of electric field at a distance r from this wire, right? Okay, let us consider a straight wire having surface charge density lambda, right? Surface charge density lambda. Calculate electric field due to this wire at a distance r from this wire, right? Okay, so this is your wire, and we have to find electric field at a distance r from this wire, right? So to find electric field, right, we have to draw a Gaussian surface, right? Gaussian surface is a imaginary surface, that surface is not existing, right? So with the help of Gauss law, we are going to calculate electric field, right? So first we have to draw a Gaussian surface, right? And then we have to calculate total flux through that Gaussian surface, right? And then with the help of Gauss law, we are able to calculate electric field at that point. Okay, so now we are going to find electric at r distance, right? So we have to draw a Gaussian surface, right? So I am going to draw Gaussian surface like this. Okay, so suppose this is your Gaussian surface, right? This is your Gaussian surface. Okay, so first I have to calculate how much is the electric flux passing through this Gaussian surface, right? How much is the value of electric flux, right? Now you can see how many surfaces here. You can see how many surfaces here. Total 3 surfaces here, right? 1, 2, and this surface, right? So I am writing this is 1 surface, this is 2 surface, and this is your 3rd surface, right? Now electric field lines is coming out from this wire and going in this direction. Every direction electric field lines is coming out. Okay, so suppose this is your wire, right? This is your wire, right? So electric field lines is from this point going in this direction, from this point going in this direction, from this point. So always going like that. Okay, so now you can see for this surface area vector is outward normal, right? But electric field lines is in this direction, right? So you can see area vector in this direction and electric field is in this direction, right? So angle between area vector as well as electric field is 90 degree, right? So here area vector is in this direction, right? But electric field is in this direction, right? So angle is how much? 90 degree, right? So flux will be 0, right? So now I am writing here electric flux through surface 1, electric flux through surface 1, right, is phi 1, right? And that phi 1 is how much? That phi 1 is 0. Why 0? Because the angle between area vector as well as electric field is 90 degree, right? So we can have also adding it angle between area vector and electric field is 90 degree, right? So 90 degree angle is 90 degree, that means cross product will be 0, right? You know the formula, electric flux is what? E dot ds. So dot product is what? E ds cos theta. Theta is 90 degree. So 90 cos 90 is 0, right? So there will be no electric flux through this surface, right? So similarly we are able to write electric flux through surface 2, and this two is similar, right? So electric flux through, similarly we can write similarly electric flux surface 2, right? And that is phi 2, and phi 2 is equal to 0, right? And now we are going to find electric flux through this surface, right? This surface, this is your surface 3, right? This surface 3, right? So on this surface you are able to see that electric field is in this direction, right? Electric field is in this direction, right? And what about the area? Suppose I am considering a small area here, right? So area vector is also in outward direction, right? Okay. So this now electric flux through surface 3, right? Surface 3 is phi 3, and phi 3 is integration of E dot ds. You can see here electric field is in this direction, S is also in this direction, so angle is 0, right? So further we can write here E dot ds cos 0, right? And now you can see here all the point which is lying on this surface, this surface is at what distance? R distance, right? So electric field is constant, that electric field will come out. Magnitude of electric field is constant because distance is same, right? So E is came out, and inside the bracket what you have? ds, right? And integration of ds is S, right? Integration of ds is S, and value of S is how much? Value of S is what? Surface area of this one, right? And that surface area is how much? E into 2 pi R L, where L is the length of this one, right? So now, surface 1, electric flux through surface 1 is 0, electric flux through surface 2 is 0, and electric flux through surface 3 is this much, okay? So now we can write here total electric flux, right? Now total electric flux, right? Total electric flux phi net, right? And phi net is equal to this plus this, right? 0 plus 0 plus E 2 pi R L, right? So your phi net is coming how much? E into 2 pi R L, right? Next we have to find how much charge is inside this Gaussian surface. Charge Q in is also we have to find Q in, that means how much charge is inside this Gaussian surface. This is your Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface is imaginary surface, right? So how much charge is inside this Gaussian surface, right? So see, this is given, right? Lambda surface charge, linear charge density is given, right? So Q in is what? Lambda into L. From where this formula is coming? Because you know lambda is what? Lambda is Q by L, right? So Q is equal to what? Lambda into L. So I'm writing this formula, right? So now what value is known to you? Q finite is known to you. Q in is known to you, right? And now you are able to apply Gauss law, right? So according to Gauss law, what is the Gauss law? Finite is equal to Q in by epsilon 0, right? Q in by epsilon 0. Q in by epsilon 0, right? Finite is, right? So E into 2 pi RL, right? And Q in lambda, Q in is lambda into L, Q in is lambda into L divided by epsilon 0, right? So from here we are able to find electric field, right? So now I'm going to write left side. So from here we can write E is equal to lambda L. This one I'm going to set downward this direction, right? So 2 pi epsilon 0 R into L, right? This L cancel, right? So what is the formula for electric flux? Electric field? Lambda by 2 pi epsilon 0 R, right? So with the help of this formula you are able to find electric field at distance R, right? Okay. So this is formula to find electric field due to a straight, infinitely long straight wire, okay? So note it down. Okay. So again, now with the help of Gauss law, we are going to find electric field due to uniformly charged infinitely plane sheet, right? Suppose this is a sheet, now we can consider this plane sheet, right? So electric field due to this plane sheet, right? What is the value of electric field due to this plane sheet, right? Okay. So now see. So in application, this is second law. So electric field due to uniformly. So suppose this is your plane sheet, right? And we are going to find electric field due to this plane sheet, right? Charge is distributed on entire surface, right? This is the charge, this is distributed on entire surface. Now again we have to construct a Gaussian surface, right? So first I have to write some statement and all those things, okay? So consider an infinite plane sheet having surface charge density sigma, right? Surface charge density is how? Sigma, okay? So using Gauss law we are going to find electric field, right? Okay, so using Gauss law we are going to find the electric field, right? So we have to construct Gaussian surface, right? So see, now I am going to construct Gaussian surface. So this is your Gaussian surface, right? This is your Gaussian surface. I hope somehow you are able to imagine how it is, how this figure will look like. Okay, so this is your Gaussian. Condition is somehow like this. Okay, so suppose this is your infinitely long sheet. So surface, Gaussian surface is like this. This is going inside and coming out from this side. So half part of chalk is this side, half part is this side, right? And what about the electric field lines? How electric field lines is coming out from this surface? Coming out like this, right? Everywhere electric field lines is coming out. This like this. Okay. Now again, how many surfaces here? 3 surfaces again. This is your surface 1. This is your surface 2. This is your surface 3. Right? So again we have to find electric flux through each surface, right? And then by adding that electric flux, we are able to calculate total electric flux, right? Okay. So now I am writing here electric flux through surface 1, right? Electric flux through surface 1, electric flux through surface 1. Surface 1 is phi 1, right? This is your surface 1, right? This is your surface 1, this surface, right? So at this surface, area vector is this. Area vector is outward normal, right? But electric field is in this direction. Electric field is in this direction, right? So angle between area vector and electric field lines is 90 degree, right? So phi will be 0, right? So now electric flux surface 2, electric flux through surface 2, right? That is right. So which one is your surface 2? This one, right? Now you can see here all those points which is lying on this surface, right, at equal distance from this sheet, right? So electric field will be same and direction is also same. All electric field lines is coming in this direction, right? So at this surface, direction as well as magnitude of electric field is same, right? So we can write here electric field is equal to E dot S, right? And angle between electric field and area vector is 0, right? So cos 0 is 1. So value will come here E S cos 0 and cos 0 is 1. So yes, right? Similarly, we are able to find electric flux through surface 3. Surface 1 and surface 2 is similar, right? Okay, because here this side electric field lines is going in this direction, right? And area vector is also in this direction, so condition is same, right? So electric flux, so similarly electric flux through surface 3. Surface 3 is phi 3 and phi 3 is again ES, right? ES. Now again we have to find total flux, right? So total electric flux phi is equal to phi 1 plus phi 2 plus phi 3. Phi 1 is 0, right? And phi 2 is ES. This one is also ES, right? So 0 plus ES plus ES is how much? 2 into ES. So total flux is how much? 2 into ES, right? Now, how much is the charge inside this Gaussian surface? How much is the charge inside this Gaussian surface? How much is the charge inside this Gaussian surface, right? Now you can see here, this is your infinitely long sheet, okay? And this chalk is, your Gaussian surface is in form of cylinder, right? So you can imagine this much area is this much area of your sheet inside the Gaussian surface, right? This much area, you can see this much, right? The area which is occupied by chalk, only that much area is inside the Gaussian surface, right? So charge on that area will be the charge inside the Gaussian surface, right? Charge inside the Gaussian surface, right? So we can write here Q in. We can write here Q in. Q in is total charge inside the Gaussian surface, right? And that charge is how much? That charge is how much? Sigma into S. Sigma into S. From where this one is coming? You know the surface charge density is what? Surface charge density is sigma. And sigma is equal to Q by S, right? So similarly we can write here Q is equal to sigma into, right? Now you can see total flux is known and Q inside is known, right? So with the help of Gauss law, we are able to calculate electric field, right? Okay. So just note it down. Okay. Now, according to Gauss law, right? According to Gauss law, what is Gauss law? Phi is equal to Q in by epsilon 0, right? Phi is total flux is known, which is equal to 2 ES, and Q in is charge inside the Gaussian surface, right? This is your charge inside Gaussian surface. Charge inside Gaussian surface. Charge inside Gaussian surface. So this is charge inside the Gaussian surface. So I am going to substitute the value sigma into S and epsilon 0. Now you can see E is equal to this S cancel, right? So E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon 0. So this is your formula to find electric field due to infinitely long thin sheet, okay, thin plane sheet, okay. So that's all for today, okay. So just revise it, and in next class I'm going to discuss one more application of Gauss law, okay. So that's all for today.